What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Jagan Mills here with another video. I hope everyone is having an amazing morning, an amazing day so far. Goodness. So I guess there's a lot of stuff going on as it pertains to Call of Duty, as you see here. So I was kind of scouring through social media, X, Facebook, and going through some Call of Duty groups and things like that. And apparently, it looks like the pendulum is going to be swinging the other direction as far as Call of Duty is concerned. What I mean by this is maybe it's the sign of the times. Maybe we're going back to how things ought to be. And what I mean by that is maybe Call of Duty, Activision, Microsoft in this case, taking a real stance about shutting down false information. And you may already know what the video is pertaining to. Ghost of Hope, the leaker apparently of all the Modern Warfare 4 leaks and stuff like that in Call of Duty and many others. My take on this is good on Activision. Good on Activision for shutting some of these leakers down. Hopefully they shut down what's his name, the more well-known insider, Jason Schreier, I think is his name. I have no idea, but I mean, to be honest with you, it ruins the hype. It truly does. And I remember when, going into where people didn't know what Black Ops 2 was going to be, and there was just nothing but hype. Right? There was no leakers, from my understanding back in the day. No leakers, no people, no one ruining the hype. Maybe people putting out false information, sure, like that, but social media wasn't at its peak so much to the point where everybody and their mother, their dog, and their cat, maybe their hamster, maybe their ferret if you're that kind of guy. But at the end of the day, it didn't ruin hype. And we all know that technology nowadays, internet access, dude, information is there's an abundance of information and different ways to gain information. And if you're smart enough, I mean, there's people who hack mainframes and data centers and stuff like that. I mean, how many times has Microsoft been hacked? How many times has, for example, Sony been hacked? I mean, the fact that they can be breached in any capacity just tells you that there are smart people enough to gain information, and nothing's going to deter them at all. So, again, I find this potentially happening, and it's funny because Ghost of Hope didn't present any type of legal cease and desist. He didn't. So, I mean, it's all hearsay. I mean, he said he received a cease and desist because essentially he's ruining a company. So, and it's, in my opinion, it's probably good because now there may be less information out there as far as for leaks are concerned as it pertains to Modern Warfare 4. And to be honest with you, y'all know I love Modern Warfare. That was my first Call of Duty. And then I backtracked and started playing different Call of Duties because I was told World at War was the better Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 was the best Call of Duty. And that's what, fans of Call of Duty were saying. So I went back and I passed judgment based off my own experience. And honestly, I side with Modern Warfare. If anything, Modern Warfare 3, the original one. But, I'm looking at it from a perspective of I would rather not have my enjoyment, my hype, my excitement ruin, especially considering that even if you don't want to be on social media, for example, I'm not always on X. I haven't logged into X in maybe a month and a half now. But I know well enough and who the people I follow, and a lot of the people I follow, are content creators who focus on Call of Duty. So I'm sure, anybody, not just myself, you don't want to be in a situation where you pop open Facebook or you pop open Instagram or you pop open whatever, and there's a reel and someone's saying, oh yeah, well, Ghost of Hope leaked, oh, there's insider information and this was rumored. And let's say it does become true, it kind of ruins, it's a double-edged sword. For some people, it puts forth more excitement. On the other side, it kind of ruins the excitement because if you have the credibility like Ghost of Hope and Jason Schreier and many others, then it just kind of ruins it. You know what I mean? And I was watching T-Dog Schmitty, and he was saying that, yeah, well, there was a point in time where it seemed like Activision at the time encouraged, people leaking and things like that. I mean, in a perfect world, that's probably wasn't the case, but it was probably any way for someone to justify giving the green light to indirectly maybe tarnish the reputation of Call of Duty. And it kind of makes sense. And good publicity is bad publicity is good publicity, and vice versa. It kind of makes sense for the time during Modern Warfare 2019, maybe even before, especially with Infinite Warfare when it was bundled with Modern Warfare Remastered. So it kind of makes sense why people may get the impression, oh, well, I guess it's a good idea to go ahead and leak some information and things like that. But what I mean by the pendulum is swinging, because there was something that happened to me. I don't know if it's happening across the board, and this actually kind of tripped me up a little bit. So after I was gaining some information, scouring YouTube, social media like Facebook, X, Instagram, Snapchat, and all that good stuff, I realized something. I was getting a lot of recommendations back where I normally wouldn't. So there was a YouTuber I used to watch way back when, which his name was Chaos, or is Chaos. And I unsubbed him years, I mean, about a decade ago, because I was subbed to him for about a year or so back in like 2015, I believe. But then I realized I unsubbed from him because his content was the same as everybody else, including Allier, including Inkslash, including Exclusive Ace, including the One Boom at the time, including everybody, Nero Cinema, when he was actually passionate about Call of Duty and not grifting. Like, there's so many things that I realized back in 2010, 2015 era, where I realized, like, oh my gosh, I'm actually getting recommendations from old content creators I thought fell off. It's so much to the point, I know the pendulum is swinging, and it could just be me. I even got a recommendation, a video that popped up for Pajaz, and I think he's no longer doing videos, but he was the only one that was doing YouTube content, or Call of Duty content for Infinite Warfare. I think he was like the last content creator who was really focusing on that. So I was like, oh my gosh, am I really kind of going back to nostalgia days? Like, wow, I feel like I'm back in 2013, 2015. This is wild. So it put a smile on my face because I realized how much time has passed. Because I'll tell you what, Chaos is not the same Chaos as I grew up with as a kid. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's gotten older. Well, we all do. But I was just realizing, like, oh my goodness, okay. So I don't know if this is happening because of it, because I feel like right now, the way that Call of Duty is going, the way that the gaming industry in its entirety is going, is that times are changing, and it could be for the better, where people are kind of taking back control of their company. Or, for example, with Activision, we don't want some leaker to ruin the reputation that we have. We want to put forth a good product, but also put forth excitement. And then in the same vein, we have Marathon from my last video. Appreciate the support and the likes. I've never gotten almost 200 views like that, so that threw me off. So thank you. I'm guessing the video resonated with you guys, so I appreciate the support. But with that, I do feel like a change is coming, and it's a good change. It's not like, oh my god, everything's doom and gloom, but it feels nice to know where I can finally be in a headspace where I can actually just enjoy video games, and I don't have to feel like I'm obligated to dish out a video every day, or I'm obligated to do whatever the other YouTubers are doing. Like, going back, and whether it be a private match or a live lobby, just going back and playing different games has been eye-opening. It's been refreshing, and that's okay. And if you hadn't noticed in the background gameplay already, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is a response, or same gameplay from or similar gameplay, I should say, from my 1, 2, 3 Goodbye Treyarch video. I'll also attach it to the end of this video here, but I've said a lot of things, and I think in this case, going back to the topic at hand, when it comes down to having a cease and desist with Call of Duty content creators and leaking videos and things like that, I think this comes now to a point where we as Call of Duty content creators may have to put forth more effort, more creativity, and instead of relying on leak videos, if that makes sense, instead of going based off monetary gain, like putting forth, oh, well, so-and-so said this could be, put your comments down below, what do you think? How about just proposing ideas for the developers? And I don't know how that would actually go well, because if they take your idea, let's say, I mean, you didn't patent it, so ouch, you didn't get any credit for it, but proposing ideas and different solutions could be a great way to form and reshape what we want from Call of Duty. And I welcome that prospect. But again, this is Yagan Mills. That's all I have for today. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and remember always, peace be with you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao, guys.
Flame unit neutralized.